Morning, everyone. This is CY. Thank you for joining me this morning. This is usually my morning routine, and probably my morning routine of making coffee. And I have been using quite a lot of different espresso machines, and I would like to share which is the only machine that I'm currently selling that I will be keeping at home for home use. And actually, the answer is at the back of me, which is actually the quick Mill Rubino with the RF64W weight dosing grinder. So let me share with you what is the good thing about this two machine. Right, so first of all, you can see that I have been using this machine for about 2 years, and every day I make about 2 to 4 shots, which is a regular home use situation. And of course, the machine, this is from Quick Mill, right? A relatively not so well-known brand as compared to other brands such as Rocket, Lelit, ECM, and etc. etc. But this is not this is a machine that is definitely comparable to all the brand name that I've mentioned. And of course, this is actually the Quick Mill Rubino, right? A lot of people say that oh, this one doesn't come with PID. And this machine do not have a PID, but you can always do a flush to control the temperature. And what makes this machine perfect for home use is the fact that you can actually install a flow control system, right? And this flow control makes the correction of your extraction of coffee much better. And the build quality of this machine is amazing. For the past 2 years that I've been using this machine, it gives me zero issues. Zero, when I say zero, means totally no issues at all. And of course, I do regular maintenance such as the back flushing. Descale I do not do on this machine because Singapore water is relatively soft. There's no need for me to do any back flushing. And the flow control on this device can actually turn from a maximum, which is about 2 o'clock situation, and it can go all the way 1 turn and to 1.5 turns, right? So you can go about 500 plus degree of control of the water flow. So I'm going to show you how the flow looks like when it's zero. Of course, zero means there's no water coming out. Right, so you can see that now there's no water, and now I'm going to slowly increase the flow. So you can see you can really control the flow of water, right? So I'm going to go higher and higher, and that's the maximum flow. I'm going to go lower, right? Control, you can see the control of flow, which is very precise, and because it can give a much wider range of control. So you can see I can even control the dripping, and this is really good for pre-infusion, right? So you can see I'm just controlling the drip and totally off. So this is actually a very powerful machine once you have the flow control inside. In fact, once you have this installed, it almost looks like a pro machine. And personally, I like the heat exchanger because it is relatively lower budget. It's below $2,100 in Singapore, about $2,150. Currently, we are selling at this model. And many of my customers ask me, should you get the Quick Mill Rubino, or should you get the Lelit Marax, or do you get the VBM Domobar Junior? Which one should be more suitable for you? If you are a person that concerns with the build quality and the longevity of the machine, then Quick Mill is the one to go. If you are more towards the control of temperature and programming, then maybe VBM Domobar Junior is the way to go. And if you are in between, right, you do not mind a little bit of set off between the build quality, and you want some sort of programmability, then perhaps Marax is the way to go. And of course, the price of the VBM Domobar Junior is the highest, it's about 2003, right? Then of course, the Marax is about 2,150, right? It is the same price as our Quick Mill Rubino. And some of you ask, oh, how come the Marax has the ability to program? Not exactly program, it has 3 settings for temperature. and 2 setting for pro steaming or pro brewing. And the quick mill doesn't have that, but let me explain to you why quick mill doesn't need that. First of all, heat exchanger, you know, before you use the machine, it's good to flush so that you flush out the water that's too hot. And I just want to show you this guy, right? The steaming power of this guy will win everything that I have in my counter on the heat exchanger. And this is the reason why I would recommend quick Mill Rubino to any of you that's out there deciding which heat exchanger you should be getting, right? If you're not too fussy about the temperature, right, I'm sure you can actually flush and to control and stabilize the temperature, right? The heating button is intermittently on at some time because this is actually trying to maintain the temperature of the broiler, and and it may be lacking in some of the functions such as the temperature programmability, but this is by no means an inferior machine. In fact, I think that this machine is superior to VBM Domobar Junior and the Lelit Marax because of the build quality. So if you are someone who are more concerned with the build quality of the machine, right, and Quick Mill is the brand to go, and especially the Rubino because it's a really budget friendly. Slightly over $2,000, you're getting a E61 traditional E61 heat group head with heat exchanger system, which allows you to brew coffee and steam at the same time. And of course, it also comes with a hot water spout here, allows you to get hot water from here. And the latest edition comes with anti-burn steam wand as well as anti-burn hot water spout. So this is some improvement they've made, and they have also made an improvement such that if you leave the machine on for 60 minutes, right, the machine will auto power down to go into a standby mode to save power for you. So you do not have to worry that the element or the boiler will get burnt out if you switch on the machine for some time and maybe you have forgotten to switch off the machine. So this is something really good. And yeah, so why do I keep these two set up at home? Because it's really very friendly. So I'm going to show you how I pull a shot. I'm going to try with one hand to pull a shot, and you'll see how easy it is. Of course, when I'm steam milk, I cannot be holding on the camera and steam at the same time. So when I steam milk, then I have to get a tripod to record it. But let me just show you. Let's do a simple flush on my flow control to the maximum, and let's do a flush. Right, usually I'll just close back my flow control to about 3/4 turn. Right, and now I will be using the weight dosing grinder. Of course, my weight dosing grinder inside has already been pre-fitted with the SSB high uniformity set, and basically I just have to touch it and it measures the weights for me, so I do not have to do any measuring or whatsoever. I just have to press the play button and the coffee will come out easily. Right, as you can see, it's about 17.4. My target is 17.7, which is actually good enough. So let me just use my finger to slowly cup the coffee inside. And there you go. You can see it's pretty fluffy. Just bring over to my temping station. Right, I'll just use my WDT. Spin it with one hand. Normally, I'll just knock it down and then use my cookie press. Press it down. And it's done. And I like my part screen, so normally I'll install my part screen on top before I pull a shot. So now everything is set to go. Let me get a cup, a glass in fact, and this is a light roasted coffee, which is our hot selling Yunnan red wine series. And of course, I'm going to show you the extraction. Excuse me. So let me close the flow control to 0. And of course, another thing about the difference between the quick Mill Rubino and the Marax X is the ability to do a half lever, whereby you can allow mechanical pre-infusion. Right, by the way, Marax doesn't allow you to do that, which is, I think it's pre-programmed pre-infusion. So it will allow water to drip out without any pump pressure, and then I will just kick the pump in, and I will slowly adjust the pressure. Alright, so you can see I'm slowly allowing the pressure to go up. Then I will increase my flow. Right, maybe I haven't get my coffee grinder in the correct grind size, but I think it's pretty okay. It's running slightly fast, right? But I can always use my flow control to control my flow, right? And terminate. And because I'm using a one-handed operation, so please pardon me if the extraction is not perfect. Right, so it gives you a very decent shots, and then now I'm going to steam some milk. So of course we'll do a purge. It's a 2-tip steam hole, by the way, and it's one of the most powerful machine I've in terms of steaming that I've ever seen. Super consistent in the steam power, and yep. So let's get to the steaming of milk. And by the way, this machine is a beast when it comes to milk steaming. You can see that this is a 600 ml jug, and I have filled the milk all the way to the position below the sort of indentation over there, and this is pretty a big volume milk. Right, so as usual, right, this is the position that I like my steaming. And it's done. So you can see the performance is actually pretty good. Of course, wipe down and give a purge, and then I will do a repurge. And I'm very particular about cleanliness, so normally I'll just give a wipe down before I move on to other things. Alright, so I'll just be careful because some of the parts on the machine is pretty hot, especially near the group head. Yep, I like to keep my machine spotless. That's why the machine looks like a new one, even after usage of 2 years. And I'm just going to show you the milk quality. Right, there's a little bubble. Right, don't worry, just have to knock it on the table. Right, so I'm quite sure this is pretty okay for the milk steaming. And then let's pour latte art. This is not really a cup for latte, but then we'll just give it a try. Right, not really successful, but yeah, but let's try another. Let me pour another shots. Right, so the workflow is pretty similar, so I'm just going to show you very quickly. Right, but now on the tripod stand, so now I have 2 hands to do the operations. So as usual, remove. I will knock out the previous coffee puck. Right, because I'm using a puck screen, so this is an additional step that you have to do. Right, so I will just get the beans grinded. Right, I didn't push in my portafilter nicely, so that there's a bit of spillage, but it's fine. Right, so as usual, I will just be doing doing a quick WDT with my sort of ring kind of WDT tools, right? If you're interested to get this, we'll be uploading this onto our shop very soon. And the cookie press is another thing that I always love to use, very consistent. Just have to press once and you get perfect results. And of course, my always reliable part screen. I love this thing when I first use it, and ever since I've been using this from all the shots I've pulled. Alright, so let's pull a second shot. Half to give a mechanical pre-infusion. I should get a mirror below to actually see the extraction, but never mind. I think we'll just be seeing from the top view. Okay, let's give full. And then by eyeballing the extractions, I'll be using my flow control, right, to slowly control the flow. Right, so if I feel that the flow is too fast, I'll just be slowing down the flow. Right. This coffee that we have is especially good with milk because it heightens the sweetness. And if I roast this coffee slightly darker, it will give us a very chocolatey and coffee with a lot of flavor and body. So you can see the crema is still pretty good considering such a big cup. And of course the extraction can be a little bit fast and the volume is a bit too high, but I'm not very concerned with this because I've been making coffee for quite some time and I know what kind of a flavor I like in my coffee. Right, so the second one, because the milk has been there for quite some time, so the latte is not really ideal, but I mean the most important is actually the taste of coffee, right? Right, so you can make a very decent coffee in a pretty short span of time. Within a span of 10 minutes, you can make 3 to 4 cups. It's no issue. Of course, now I'm actually recording video, hence therefore you see that my process is actually not as fast. But if I'm doing this by without video taping, I mean without recording a video of this, usually it'll be slightly faster. Yeah, so let's try the coffee. Has a really fermenty red wine house smell. So if you're interested to get our red wine series from Yunnan, right, do get in touch with us, right? You can actually purchase from our website. I'll provide the link at the description down below, or you can actually WhatsApp me directly. I'll also be linking my WhatsApp in the link below so that you can actually go ahead and purchase. If you're interested in our machine, of course, you can also get in touch with us. Now we are in stock. The quick Mill Rubino is 2150, excluding the flow control. The flow control is about $350. So if you want, we can actually do the full installation for you, including the flow control. But I strongly recommend that you play without the flow control first. Learn how to use the machine before you upgrade this to a flow control unit. Right, so cheers. Yeah, I just like the Yunnan red wine series coffee bean. It is so versatile. You can do filter coffee nicely. You can do cold brew. You can do ice drip coffee. Right? You can do espresso. Any kind of coffee you make, it just tastes good. Right. So this is CY once again. Thank you for joining me this morning. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, remember to hit the subscribe button and of course hit the like button so that more people will get to know the goodness of our quick Mill Rubino, right? Currently, this is the only model that we carry because in terms of price and spec, we think that this machine is actually the best value for money machine that you can get. Some of my customers ask me whether we do have the black color model, but the black color model has exactly the same spec as the stainless steel model, and there's a $150 to $200 euro difference between the black color one and the stainless steel one, which I currently believe that in terms of spec versus value, right, I will not pay an additional $200 on euro to purchase a machine just based on color difference. This is my personal opinion. However, if you wish to get a black unit, we can always pre-order for you in our next shipment. So let us know if you are If you like the current stock, which is actually the highly polished stainless steel, or you like something different, which is actually the black, I believe it's a black coated color for the Rubino. Right, personally, I like the stainless steel look. That's again my personal opinion. Right, so thank you for joining us this morning, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, be careful, because now there are Delta and Omicron rampaging us, so please be careful, stay safe, right? So I'll see you in the next video, and see you very soon.